Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 12 Week 6 Day 4. So today, got a couple things going on. Main noteworthy thing as far as, standard events going on is we have ourselves the good all class event as we do every single Thursday. As per usual, it is not worth ever buying into. You should just do the free battles and go from there, in which case you can earn 25, You can earn 25 free gems as well as a little bit of class XP for Geomancer, which is pretty good hero class. 50% mana start for all constructs, obviously used for any kind of Chalcedony team, and pretty much any other team that you might be running for constructs on, though all of them are Chalcedony teams. Like, there's not a single 4x construct team that is not using Chalcedony. Anyways, aside from that, we will be poking at the event. Of course, we still want to get the Christmas outfit before Christmas. So we are going to be working on that with just the free battles, and then you can also put 50 gems into it per day, and you'll be able to get all the useful loot. The order that we're doing it on is Krinkle, which we got last night, which we'll be messing with a little bit more this stream as well. We're going to be going for the winter armor next, which we should have exactly on Christmas Day, oddly enough. We'll go get this on Christmas night. Then we'll work on the bag, as there is a unique present that you get underneath it, the golden toy bag. So you do have to buy that 5 times and 1 additional time for 700 total points. So you do want to make sure you do that, so you can eventually max it at a future point, just to have a copy of it. And then if you still want to go for it, you can go for the Power Orb, or simply just stop putting more gems into the event. Those are the main 3, with the 4th one being Orb of Power, if you haven't already gotten an achievement for getting the Orb of Power. Or you can still just get it, because Orb of Power for 800 still not that bad. Obviously, Orb of Power is not as good as like a Pet Orb or something similar. I wonder if they ever will replace that. Like, instead of an Orb of Power, though, it'll be like some kind of other loot. I highly doubt it, though, especially because underneath it's like a major orb. So they even know how useless major Orb of Powers are these days. Oh no, maybe they'll finally add something else to use them on. Also, while we're already in the screen, might as well start here. We're already here. Might as well go do our battles. They go pretty quickly anyways. Still using the same one that we mentioned from the video as well. We're basically just using Infinite Truffle. Do be mindful that this team is very bad against freeze, though it should be rolling before it is ever an issue. And if it does start becoming an issue, you can easily just put Cleanse onto it by having the Orpheus banners. And you're pretty much good to go. Or not the banners, but the medals, I mean. A little bit of a bad start. Really bad starting board here. I want to go double to green here, but we have like 0 green to do it off of. Luckily, it does not have freeze on extra turn. And that should be everything we need to get rolling. No, it is not. Unfortunate. Should have waited until we got full mana there. Because now we're going to be in a slightly awkward position where we're like kind of at full mana, but really not even remotely close. Because then we could just double cast and be good to go. Anyways, hello everyone! Hope you guys are enjoying the holidays, or soon to be holidays. Holiday weekend right around the corner. Hello Roman, hello Defiant, hello Bill, hello Dwight, hello It's YouTube Flames, hello Tyrion, hello Isabel, hello Sushi Ninja. Hello, Emanator. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so where were we? Let's go just kill him. How are you alive with 1 HP? Swap a Truffle for Beatrix. We can do that too. However, we have not gotten anywhere near the point where freeze is relevant yet. So I'm just keeping with the Truffle for now. But yes, you could also switch out for Beatrix. Since there's a blue restriction, you're allowed to use any blue. So we could just put a cleanser onto the team directly if we so choose. We just haven't really had a need to quite yet, but it's definitely an option that we can end up going for. We want to sacrifice a little bit of damage for the safety. Unfortunately, that's still not kill range from there. Oh, I should have taken the upper brown first. Doesn't really matter though. Also, I love this new banner. The new banner that we got the other day. You can finally use Truffle correctly. It's a +2 green, +1 yellow. I mean, sorry, a +2 green, +1 brown. Finally, we can have a banner that doesn't minus something important on this team. Before you had to minus red, which isn't too big a deal because, red isn't really something too important to this team, but it's still a color on the team. But now you can finally minus something that's not even used. You can minus yellow, which is, of course, pretty much never used on any Truffle-based build. So it's perfect. You don't need to worry about it ever again, overriding your mana with a negative banner on this team. And so far, I've definitely used that more than the other banner, though I haven't really looked too much into teams for the other banner yet. It's not something we'd probably cover a video on, though. But, it's something we should still probably look into just to see what kind of teams might be buildable out of it. Generally, when it comes to banner, you just kind of plop in whatever works. Very rarely do I build around a banner. Like, sometimes you'll build around a troop because you want to use it or something similar. But very rarely do you build around a banner. As, it's generally not how teams are built, though you could if you wanted to. Start from the banner and work your way around. Normally you start with a troop and then build around that troop. rather than start with a banner and build around the banner, because normally the banner is like the last step, like the thing that you just put on to make sure that all the manas work correctly on your team. You can think of it as you're making a team, but it's not like the priority of a team in most situations. What do I need here? I want a double green, but there is no green to double. So we shall take a few turns until we do have some greens to double. But by then we might have already won the battle. And we have. There we go. I do a build around the bear. A Build-A-Bear. Oh, also we should probably avoid the Queen Mab battles whenever we can. She does have freeze on extra turn. Oh, what were you saying about non-gems? You caught your 100th shiny yesterday on Violet? Nice. I think I'm somewhere around there. I've kind of lost track at this point. I have lost track. Yeah, we might stream it some tomorrow. I've been meaning to about one more time. They have a special event going on right now. Like one more time before the holidays. One other one I kind of wanted to do was Fall Guys 2. The problem is they're not doing any kind of cool event. I was hoping they would. Maybe they still are. But they have like no cool event going on right now. It's all boring shows. They don't have anything spicy. Just all the standard stuff they would normally have on any given day. Like you would think they would. They have like a billion winter stages. Like you think they would have like a winter only show or something. Anyways, okay, so we're mostly just hoarding all of our points until basically Christmas, where we can then go buy the winter armor and then go wear it and stay all nice and warm. Well, honestly, it hasn't been too cold by me. Like it's been cold, like obviously colder than normal, but like it was downpouring earlier. And whenever I think of that in winter, it's like, oh yeah, it's not cold yet, because I know, you know, when you're in a colder area, that's not rain, that's a lot of snow. Have any of you guys gotten snow yet? But yeah, like I would have gotten a downpour of snow, probably like almost like half a foot if all the rain earlier was snow, maybe even closer to a foot. But of course it's warm enough that it's, you know, just rain. It's not even like slushy rain, it's just like rain because it hasn't gotten that cold yet. Anyways, at least near me. So what on earth do we want to do next? I guess we'll go clear our dungeons. Are we even going to bother with the class event? I guess we could real quick. It's only for 25 gems, but hey, that's 25 more gems than we would have had. Oh, is this the start of a perfect? Oh, is this a start of a top 3 perfect for the 3rd time? You know you want to. Oh, it's a Christmas miracle. I'm telling you, the week leading up to Christmas. That's the 3rd triple top. You know we got to hand out 2 codes. We have enough codes to do so, too. Also, we still have that special Christmas code with the 2020 Christmas pet, the Shelf on an Elf, that we'll be doing on Christmas night. But yeah, looks like we're doing 2 tonight as well. But yeah, look at that. Our 3rd top 3 in under a week. We went without ever getting one, and now we're just getting them nonstop. But there you guys go. There is redeem code. You guys know how to use it by now. Gemsawar.com, game code section, invite codes and setting menu, redeem codes over there in chat. The same word as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Anyways, let's go win this. Should we go use the Krinkle teams? I'm not sure how much I'm going to mess with Krinkle today. I do want to cover a video on him where we're probably going to mess around with like about 5 teams. Most of which we've kind of already messed around with somewhat on stream, but just kind of recap them in a much shorter form that doesn't take as long. Where we just kind of go through each one real quick, kind of explain what it does, do a quick battle with them, and go from there. But I should have that video up hopefully tomorrow morning. Ideally. Let's see. I'll take that one down. Because that's the main thing we got for Christmas this year in Gems of War, of course. As far as something usable. Obviously, we got the armor and everything else, too, and the cosmetic pet. But, you know, as far as something that's actually usable, it's pretty much the only thing we really got for Christmas this year. It's still a very nice one. He's actually really well-rounded. He's basically Brian... I almost just clicked on one of his rooms. That would have been such a fail. But, he's honestly really good. He reminds me a lot of Brian the Lucky back at his peak usability. And that's pretty cool that they basically brought him back. Because they did the same thing with Dust Devil. Dust Devil was basically unusable for 5 years. And then they brought back the super broken win-in-1 cast team. And they kind of did kind of similar for Brian the Lucky. Except, you know, it's not Brian the Lucky anymore. It's now Krinkle. Krinkle is basically the new Brian the Lucky. And it's stronger. It's pretty much stronger than Brian the Lucky at its peak usability. Because it used to be pretty meta back in the day. Like, way back. Back when, like, gem spawns were determined by magic. Because he was one of the only ways to... Actually, I think it was the only way in the entire game to increase your magic on, like, any trip you wanted. Because, you know, we didn't have, like, smaller gains and other things like that at the time. So if you wanted, like, a random magic gain, he was the only way to do so. And it was very broken due to gem spawning being tied to it. And the current state of Krinkle kind of similar to that, not exactly the same. But it's decently good. The biggest issue I feel like with Krinkle, though, is it's too slow to realistically use in most situations. It's a lot of fun to use, but it is going to be towards a slower pace, but a fun, slower pace. I will take that over. I want to get this convert, though. Do we even have a guarantee alignment? We do. It's not on the manner we really care about. I will take that down. That will kill the first slot. How on earth are you not dead? That's slightly problematic. I will take that. There should be enough mana. Zugoff. Of course, the thing that should have been dead ages ago, the only one left. And there we go. And there's our Dragonite, 118. Guys, I got a screenshot again. Oh, also, this isn't done yet. Are we going to get our final stairs today so I can finally cover a video on that too? At some point. Because I want to do that before the end of the year, but I can't if we don't have a level 20 stairs. Come on. Okay, that's not the thing yet. Come on. No, wrong way! I keep getting upward stairs instead of downwards. Just give me downward stairs. I just need one more. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Stay. The worst thing would be if I accidentally clicked ascend. I have not done that yet, though. I could see myself easily doing that at some point on accident. But yeah, we still need one more downward stairs. It keeps giving me upwards. Like, our ratio of upwards to downwards is like 5 to 1 or something. Or at least 4 to 1. It is absurd how many other way stairs we get. Anyways, let's go get our Imperial. I did see this earlier, and I do want to go and grab it. Of course, Imperials and Deed Books are still absurdly annoying to get in the current state of game. It's pretty much the only resource I would say is super bottlenecked. Pretty much every other resource is infinitely farmable to some degree at some point within the game. However, that is not quite the case right now for upgrading kingdoms. Imperials, and particularly Deed Books, are nearly impossible to get your hands on with current distribution of them. Even if you want to spend money on them, they're still hard to get in bulk. So I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be doing to revamping that system in the near future. But I definitely hope they do. It's pretty much the only system that hasn't really been streamlined within the game, as far as resource accumulation is concerned. Whereas they pretty much streamlined the rest of it with the most recent patch that happened last week, which is pretty cool. You finally got your Power Orb achievement? Nice. Wait, did you not craft it the other time? Oh, you had a glitch on the Halloween event. Oh, okay. Interesting. Hopefully they fixed that for this event. I assume by now they have. They kind of overhauled the system. Though it's still pretty similar. Also, hello Ginky, hello Clip Bomb, hello Lester, who else said hello to? Hello Defiant, welcome, welcome, welcome. You'd be at least level 20, but you didn't click one of the downstairs on accident. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, the worst is when you go the opposite direction. I have not misclicked that yet, and I'm very surprised I haven't. It's probably eventually going to happen. But I have yet to accidentally click the wrong direction. Which is basically going back 2 floors. Because not only are you not staying on your current floor, but you're also going backwards 1. You got like a 50 gem retribute. Oh, is that what they did for that? I was wondering what that was. Really? Only 50 gems if you didn't end up getting the achievement last time? That's unfortunate. That's pretty much nothing. The reimbursement for some stuff is really low sometimes. Like, sometimes it's pretty generous. But other times it's, like, literally nothing. They have very high inconsistency with how they reimbursed on things. Ah, there we go. We got Imperial. I'm just going to ignore the rest. We don't really need much the other stuff there. Okay, so, we did that. I guess we could go mess with class event. It's the only other thing that's really going on today that's, you know, if we want to go mess around with. There's also the Ward event. I guess I could help my guild a little. I probably should, because I don't think we're close to done. So, you know what? I guess we'll do a little bit of all the events today. Because I didn't even do the ones from yesterday, because we were so focused on the... I got so, like, so ultra-focused on the new Legendary last night, that we did it for like an hour straight and I didn't even realize it. like I thought it was like 20 or 30 minutes, and then I'm looking, it's like, oh wait, we've been doing this for over an hour. Yeah, it's nice when we get fun new troops, because a troop doesn't have to be good to be fun. It's always nice to see those kind of options. It'd be ideal if they were both, which Krinkle kind of is. Though he's more on the fun side than he is on the good side. But he's kind of both. He's really gimmicky. It's a very fun gimmick. Also, we literally have more sigils than what we started with. Okay, I do want to poke on this event as some people in my guild might be busy for the holiday. Actually, that's one of the reasons why tomorrow we were originally supposed to have an invasion event. However, they switched it out for a arena event because they are so well aware of how little people play arena event that they figured out, might as well do that one. Also because all guilds don't really have a requirement for it because it's impossible to set one. So they figured be a good event to do it for, as some people might have requirements for invasions and stuff like that or any guild-related event. So they figured they'd do a non-guild one for Christmas weekends. Which is why we have an arena event tomorrow instead of what was originally going to be last weekend's invasion event. So it's basically a useless arena event that you can completely ignore. I'll probably do like one set of battles on it just because we can get like 3 gem keys for doing so, while still getting the standard offer. But beyond that, we're probably not going to be messing with it. Probably just open more Vault keys. We haven't been opening many Vault keys the last few days. Gotta get back to them. We still got a gigantic pile we need to go through. Still need to hit that 40,000 gems too. We're so close. It has been a very long time since we have 40,000 gems, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think we've ever hit 50,000 gems, which we're on track to if we go through the rest of our Vault keys. So, hello, Draco! Welcome, welcome. Let's see. 4 inches of snow? That's not too bad. Yeah, I haven't seen any snow this year. Actually, I haven't seen any snow in this area for like a decade. Like, I was a kid, or technically a teenager, the last time I've seen snow in this area. And one of the few times that it snowed in the last decade in this area, I was snowed in a different state, which I always find really funny. Because several Christmases ago, when I was in New Jersey, I got snowed in there. And that was one of the few times where it actually snowed in where I currently am, which I just found really funny. At 50k gems, those are rookie numbers. I know, there are some people that I wouldn't be surprised if they're close to like 1,000,000 gems or something. Something completely absurd. I don't take tribute that much these days. Like, we could have a lot more gems if we just took tribute slightly more often. I feel like on an average day, I take tribute like 3 to 5 times. Way back when, I probably took it like 18 times a day. But these days, it's much closer to 3 to 5. Like, I'm not super paranoid about like constantly taking it. Though you could be, and you would get a lot of gems for it. That is for sure, among some other loot, though mostly gems is the most relevant one. Because I could basically be getting 3 times as many gems as I am now, if not more, maybe even closer to 4 times. If we just took tribute, like, way more often. I feel like I take it more when my gems are starting to get low. Once the gems get high, I like, don't even bother as much. Just because we already have such a reserve that doesn't feel like we need to do it more. Oh, sorry, Bear, I didn't see your other message. The devs don't want the missing weapon. Wait, what about it? The devs don't want you missing a weapon. Oh, yeah, that's true, too. Actually, I did miss a weapon last holiday. Actually, I missed a weapon at the exact time. That's really funny. Did they actually say that as one of the explanations on the forum? Because that's exactly what happened last holiday. Did they actually hear that? Because that'd be funny. Because last holiday, I actually missed a weapon. Because they had it, like, during, like, I think it was New Year's weekend or something? Or something, you know, when I was away. I can't remember exactly when it was, but, you know, it was around the holiday time. And I was away last year. So, yeah, I ended up missing one of the weapons, the Silverglade one that we got back last month. But, yeah, I ended up missing one of them. No, but that would be funny. It would be pretty funny if that was the reason why. But I'm pretty sure I missed it on New Year's weekends, not on Christmas weekends. Because I was still around for Christmas weekends. It was the weekend after that I missed it on, which would be next weekend's event week. Which I'm not even sure what we have next weekend. It's probably like a raid event or something. Something kind of small. But it's really easy to forget the weapon for it, because it's like such a pointless event that barely gives you anything. But then you sometimes forget to get the weapon, especially during the holidays or something similar. We have a lot of other things going on. Well, luckily you can always get them back in like a year, because that's what happened with the Silverglade event. It didn't even matter. We just got the weapon back about a year later, and then boom. Like we always had it. And it wasn't even that good of a weapon either. It was a pretty generic one. Actually, let me go check. What do we have next weekend? Because I think this was the weekend I missed last time. Because I'm pretty sure it's the same this time around too. It's raids. Because I'm pretty sure it was like some kind of random raid event. So I was like, oh yeah, there's nothing here. And then I keep forgetting. It's like, oh yeah, a new weapon comes. Yeah, Yep, that's exactly so. Oh, no, that's coming out on Monday. Wait, what is this event? Is this like a Legends Reborn for Zolkiri or something? I'm still confused about this. Are we getting like 3 Zolkiri weapons like back to back? 2 of them on the same day, one week later. This still confuses me because what event could that be? Let me double check. What's happening like exactly on the 2nd? Legends Reborn. Okay, so are they doing a Legends Reborn event for weapons then? Unless it's a new Kingdom Pass, but you wouldn't be able to get those weapons that quickly from a Kingdom Pass. Oh, yes you would. Never mind. Hold up. Maybe that is what it's from. I didn't think about that. Also, why is there so many things happening on January 2nd? We're getting a new Kingdom Pass and a new Legends Reborn on that same day. But, wow. That's a lot of things going on. But, oh yeah, that's probably what's coming from then. Because technically everything in the Kingdom Pass you can get on day 1. So that's where most of that is coming from. Because even though most people aren't going to buy it out on day 1, you theoretically could. So that counts as the date it was added to the game. Because even though most people aren't going to get it on that day, you theoretically could get it on that day. So what weekend, what do we have for New Year's weekend? New Year's weekend's event is Faction. Oh, we have a new faction going on then. Ooh. Well, it's not a new one, but you know, it's a deep delve for Warrens, it looks like. Wait, didn't we already have a deep delve for Warrens? Apparently not. That is definitely a new troop. But, interesting. Yeah, we have deep delves for Warren. So basically, I'm going to be ignoring that troop anyway, so we wouldn't be missing out on anything. Because I'm deliberately skipping over the Warrens thingy. Because I've been doing that just to conserve a little bit of gems. Just getting them through shards at a later point. And then using a blue orb on them. Because we did the same thing with the Dark Forest Troll and whatever one came before that, and the one that came before that. There's a save several hundred gems. These are really easy to target in the future. The reason I don't skip Bounty Hunter troops is because they're super hard to max into the future, but something like a Faction troop is super easy. Because all you have to do is get 1 copy, use a blue orb, and you're done. Well, technically 2 blue orbs, but you know. 2 blue orbs aren't much of an expense these days. Where's Vault? I don't know. We were originally supposed to have a January 13th Vault event. And now there's not one with invisible sights. Which still makes me think they're doing a surprise one. Also, wait, what's this holiday event? Oh, they're doing, the Lunar New Year thingy. Hey, what's the animal for the year? Wait, what is the, wait, is it bunny? Is it the year of the rabbit? 2023 animal. Yeah, it is rabbit. Okay, that makes sense. They're adding a Lapina on, for, the Lunar New Year thingy. Yeah, next year's the year of the rabbit. Makes sense. Oh, sorry, Tyrion, I missed your other comment. You hit level 1,999 after the stream last night? Nice. When am I going to hit 1,800? Not this year. Oh, no, we're getting there. Yeah, technically, you could just get 1 copy of a bounty in gold key and then use a major orange on it. So theoretically, they are also easy to get. However, in order to complete out the event, you have to buy pretty deep. And at that point, you pretty much already have the bounty troop maxed anyways. Especially now that major orbs are even more valuable. I don't mind spending, I already didn't mind before, but even more so now. I think Bounty Hunter event is worth doing. Not that it wasn't before, you should always be doing at least the free battles for it. But I still feel like it is even more worthwhile now to buy all the way into a Bounty Hunter event. Because 2 major orbs is a lot more valuable now than it was a week and a half ago. Or at least prior to the previous bounty. Like, a Bounty Hunter now is worth more than a Bounty Hunter was, the previous Bounty Hunter. Not because they increased the loot, but because orbs are just better now. And that event has been notorious for giving a lot of orbs. It has 2 major orbs, as well as I think like 4 minor orbs. As well as, I think of like 2-3 vault keys or something. Among a few other loot. Of course, the orbs make up a good majority of the loot that you get from it. As well as a max troop. Alright, we got 2 more battles, unless we get lucky on Valraven. Which we might. And then the only other event we haven't done is, what, class events? Are we even going to do class event? Actually, let me go poll it real quick. Do you guys even still do the class event? Let's see. Do you do the Thursday class events? Let's see. Start a poll. Do you do the Thursday class events. Let's see, not at all. And I need one more option. Yeah, there we go. 'Cause I'm curious what that comes out to. I think I typed all that correctly. We'll find out in a second when it's all typed wrong. Yeah, it is pretty quick to go get the 25 gems. There's so many other ways to get 25 gems, though, these days. Like clicking tribute once. It seems like a lot of people still do the free battles. Interesting. Because I do, too. Which has a much higher ratio than I thought of how many people do the free battles. Expecting a slightly higher number of people skipping on it. Because I have, like, ever so occasionally. Though, generally we do. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the team we mentioned on Monday. Which should still be here. Which is essentially just infinite Chalcedony into Black Manacle. If in doubt with this restriction, just put a billion Chalcedonies on it and you'll be fine. It's like 2 tributes if you do both, true. You get like double the tribute. And some class XP if you already haven't had it maxed. Though I feel like this is a class that's slightly more common to be maxed. Like, not the most common hero class to be maxed, but definitely more so than the average hero class. His Geomancer's pretty good. Even though it's under the Barrier Brown category that way too many classes are, it's one of the few that is in the upper section of the Barrier on Brown category. So hello, Andrew! Welcome, welcome. Mostly because it's synergy with Chalcedony. So much so that you can literally just make it your entire team. Literally just every single unit. Because why not? Oh yeah, that reminds me, I'm still using the wrong thing right now. I'm still using the event one. Not like it matters, it's only 4 damage, but I have a feeling that 4 damage might matter soon. Valraven. Also, one nice thing about class events on Thursdays is as long as you don't miss any Valravens, it'll guarantee give you enough sigils to get the free 25 gems. Because one thing that I really hate about class event, if you buy into it, is it's complete RNG if you do or do not end up getting all the way through. Like, you could buy tier 3 and get all rewards, but you can also buy tier 3 and not get all the rewards, which is just very strange that's not consistent. Because it is 100% consistent to get the 25 gems from getting, you know, the 4 first, you know, 0 tiers, but in the 4 first rewards from the event. But for whatever reason, it's not consistent when you buy like X number of tiers and try going for all the rewards. I'm not sure why they haven't made it like that. Why a 20% Anu medal? Literally no reason other than I already have it set on the other thing. And the amount of time it would take to change that again would take too long. Yeah, I still went out of my way for 4 damage. Yeah, I didn't go out of my way for 8 damage. Because if I switch it now, I'm just going to have to switch it back when we switch back to the other team. But yes, we can actually have 12 magic with this team right now if we so choose. I just don't have a banner set up for it. And if we change it now, we're going to have to change it several moments later from now. When we go use a different team. Oh, so this team is loopable enough that honestly, it doesn't even matter if we have any magic bonus. The Black Manacle is going to get back up every single other turn. Oops, I thought that was right extra turn. I forgot the other one moved. Whoops. I should be careful when they need a lot of brown. Because we are giving them a lot of brown. Like, infinite amount of brown. Actually, you know what will be really annoying? Corvash. Corvash on that final fight. We should make sure we target him on that. I remember when Corvash was meta. He's not really that good in the current state of the game. But at his peak, he was used on, like, every team. He used to have 50% score reduction, which I believe has been nerfed these days to 25%. And he also used to have a lower mana cost. I think it was like 14 or something, instead of his current 15 or whatever it is. Unfortunately, that in combination... Oh, I think they also lowered his damage some or something. Like, they almost, like, triple nerfed him. He used to be way better than he was. Though even at his peak, he probably still wouldn't be used in the current state of the game. There's always one thing, weird thing with rebalance in Gems of War, when they have done in the past, is the meta just keeps shifting so much. The things that were nerfed because they were too broken at their time are, like, near useless now, even if they didn't get any nerfs at all. Which is probably one of the reasons they don't rebalance that much these days. Though they really should. I think one of the funniest examples is Lady or Nerial. That one brown-yellow you get for free from completing out the White Helm Kingdom. At one point, exactly with the stats she currently has right now, she was the strongest troop in the entire game. To such a degree that one nerf that she got was one less life gain on her ability. Like, it used to be, like, steel based on magic. Then it was, like, steel based on... Like, you still deal damage based on magic, but then it only gains, like, 5 HP and then 2 attack. And then one change that I got for balance way back when was changing the 5 HP gain to 4 HP gain. That is how much it mattered, like, way back when. Like, I think they lowered, like, 1 damage on her and removed 1 HP heal from her ability. Because she was just so meta breaking at one time. Because there's a lot. She had the widest range of things she could one shot back in the day. Back when stats were like single digit, like way back when. Kind of hard to think about that these days, given how easy it is to get way above that. But there was a time when stats were in the single digit for almost everything. Like seeing something in double digit was like super rare. But just funny because her completely unchanged. Used to be the absolute meta of the game, like ran on every team. And now, like 8 years later, yeah, you'd pretty much never use her. Like there's no context you could ever even try to use her. It's just so bad. But yeah, the meta has shifted a lot over time. Especially the way that you accumulate mana. I wonder if we're ever going to get a next major shift as far as, like, the main way you accumulate mana. Things like wild cards and wish gems came somewhat close to doing that, but not quite. Where they were good, but not good enough to replace the already existing methods. Like, it's always been, like, a mix between, like, gem spawns being the way to do it, or double gem spawn, or explode, or destroy. And they've kind of just all been alternating over time. Obviously, the main metaphor right now is Destroy. Destroy is by far the best method for accumulating mana within the game. Because it's basically like Explode, but you get 100% of the mana. The biggest issue is having enough magic to destroy that much. Though, in endgame Gems of War, you definitely have that much magic these days. Unless they're going to nerf every option. In which case, I wonder if Wish Gems and Wild Gems could make it back. Even Potion Gems are pretty good for mana accumulation. Though most things that do Potion Gems are pretty inconsistent as to which mana they accumulate. It's the only problem with that. There's quite a few of the other ones are a bit more consistent on giving everything. Like, Wild Cards are very easy at giving you everything. Same as Wish Gems. Where you don't really have to worry about, like, oh, what if it triggers on the wrong color? Because that's the biggest issue with Potion Gems. Like, they're strong. And they can be looped. Especially with that one Potion Weapon. But the biggest downside that they have is they're inconsistent. Like, you can cast a potion thing, and it gives you, like, all red and blue. And maybe you need purple at a given time, or, I don't know, what other color does spawn? Yellow. Like, it could easily give you the very wrong coloration that doesn't actually end up helping you. Whereas something like Wish Gems and Wild Cards give you basically every single mana equally, or at least in theory. Alright, there we go. And we technically have 2 more battles. However, they're not needed. 25 gems. An extra little tribute. You even get to 10,000 gold with it. Anyways, speaking of 10,000 gold, if we want another 10,000, boom, there it is. I don't need it. Anyways, though we do have a lot of to go donate on Christmas Day. I said I would donate about 30 million. At this point, it looks like it's gonna be 35 million. I'll be dumping that all on Christmas night. Anyways, so what are we doing now? I guess we could mess with Krinkle a little bit. Because aside from that, mostly just gotta open some orbs, which I might go for 50. Definitely not gonna mess with Krinkle as much as we did last night. Though you still kind of want to mess around a little bit. One thing that we were last testing is seeing if we can make Tesla work, which in premise seems interesting. Because the main premise with this is he creates blue gems at the start of every turn. Or at least in theory, unless you get unlucky like we just did on turn 1. However, he will slowly accumulate more and more blue over time. And this blue, of course, will give you a bunch of mana that you can then cast. And we don't even technically even need to take a move. It just automatically gives it to us. And ideally, we'll just have like an extra turn on the board. This also freezes them, and we actually don't care if we get frozen. So we're basically just fishing for Tesla kills. Oh no, he got, oh, that's concerning. Let's see. Wait. Oh no, we're frozen on red too. That's kind of funny. Well, we'll take the Tesla there. Can you please stop gaining barrier? I have no counter to barrier on this team. We have a distinct lack of anti-barrier. Wait, that didn't kill, really? So it's really funny how much mana we can get from this. There we go. Like, I don't think it's better than other Tesla teams, but I think it's funny enough to show just because it can work. Where you're basically just spamming a bunch of blue at the start of every single turn, hoping you can get lucky, and just kind of snowball from there, quite literally. We're actually deliberately not going to take any blue here in hopes that he doesn't take any blue, and then we get an extra turn, which we do. And then we just get Tesla, do it again, and then we win. That is ideally what happens every single time. One thing that we can also do to try to boost even more is going for a Krinkle cast before we go for the Tesla, if we so choose. Like, for example, we know we do not have enough damage, so we could try and hope for some armor buffs. And with those armor buffs, hopefully that's enough damage now. Okay, it was not. New plan, just do another Tesla. And hope we get passive mana here. We did not, though we do have an extra turn, though we are frozen. Wait, why did we not lose that turn? Wait, Tesla was frozen on blue. What did we extra turn on? That was weird. I wish you had insulated. Tesla's one of those weird troops where it's really good, but I feel like it needs like something just extra to make it like usable anywheres. Because while it does scale through the entire game, I do feel like it's not worth using in many situations. It's not like one of those troops where you could just plop it down on any team and be good to go. It's very situational when you are allowed to get away with it. Oh, this is one of those situations. Alright, we should get some passive blue here. No, none of them created it. That's the other issue with this build too. It reminds me a lot of that one thing that spams skulls at the start of every single turn. Except instead of skulls, you're creating blue. It's the same kind of premise. I personally didn't care for it as much with the skull method. But for whatever reason, I honestly really like the blue method. Because this mechanic already exists with, what's his name? He creates like, what, 2 skulls at the start of every fight? I mean, every turn. Oh, gosh, why can I not remember his name? Is that one dragon? Gosh, why can I not remember? I can't remember what the kingdom was called. He's a dragon. Let's see. Skull. Why can I not remember his thing? I personally don't use him too often, but he has a very similar premise to that. Except this one's 100% consistent with doing it, but it's also skulls, which can very easily backfire. There he is, a great worm. It creates 2 skulls when my turn begins, whereas that's 100% consistent, creating 2 skulls. Whereas this is a 30% chance, but it creates 3, which overall does mean you're getting substantially less creation from this. You're only getting effectively almost 1 per turn instead of across all 3. You're basically only getting 1 per turn, compared to 6 per turn on the Great Worm. However, you do have a lot of backfire that can end up occurring here, because you already know the enemies to some degree will be able to use skulls, but they might not be able to use blue, which is one of the interesting things with Krinkle, as the enemy team can very likely have pretty much no blue option that is relevant. Like right now, it just has Haunted Guardian. That's the only thing it's going to have here. And while that is a somewhat not horrible option, it's the only option. Like, that's the only thing it's going to get. Also, it does it a lot more bursty when you do it with this. So it's not going to do it necessarily every single turn, which in some situations can actually be beneficial. because you're doing a big burst of it rather than like every single turn. So you have a higher chance that it'll go in your favor rather than the enemy's favor. Whereas when you're creating skulls every single turn, there's going to be a lot of turns where you don't necessarily want it to be doing that, and you can't like turn it off. Or with this, it's doing in very big bursts where you're a bit more likely for it to occur, though of course not guaranteed. You know what? I want to take it this way. Fortunately, I did not get blue from Sky. Then we got the last of blues we need. Also, one of the really funny thing about this, it does spam freeze. But one byproduct of that is we actually don't care too much if we're frozen, because the gems are spawning at the start of our turn, and anything that counts as a at start of turn spawn cannot freeze you. So let's say we're frozen on blue, which we can because of Tesla in this team. So let's say we, at the beginning of our turn, get a 5 times blue. That will not end our turn. Like, let's say that was a 5 times blue. That would not end our turn. Even though we're assuming we're frozen on it. It wouldn't actually freeze us, or, you know, we wouldn't lose our turn because it's doing it before our turn is beginning. So you don't have to worry about it stopping it. And that applies to anything that's spawned at start of battle. Or start of turn, I mean. Ooh, 0 that turn. That's the only problem with this, though. You do have those 0 turns where you do want it to actually spawn, and it's like, nope, no spawn for you. Okay, we'll take the blue over. This is definitely not quicker than other Tesla teams, though. But it's really gimmicky. Let's see. Because at this point, you'd be better off just running double Tesla. But I feel like in premise, it's still fun enough to use. We can also be going for some Krinkle casts. I just feel like they're too luck-based to try to deal with. A lot of things about him are really luck-based. Anyways, let's go mess with a different team. I want to go build another Krinkle team. Alright, let's see what we can do. Krinkle. Start with him. Double Krinkle? Triple Krinkle? No. We'll start from there. See what we want to do. What would gain... You know what? I think we have to do Ketris. I think we have to do at least one Ketris build. I just go all out Ketris. Let's see. What do we care about for mana accumulation if we do it this way? Do we even want to go down this route? Because what's our hero being, or final other slot? Obviously, he's not going in first. He'll be like second or third. Probably even third. Depends how we want to do the Krinkles. We can also only go with one. I'm just trying to see what we're going to be doing for this. Because he only gets the bonus when he casts. We do have all those other... oh yeah, that's one thing I did want to change it to too. Try with Fairish Ra. The biggest conflict with Fairish Ra is it has so much similar mana coloration. Though the upside is you're creating blue into him, which has potential to feed back into him directly. The biggest issue, though, is he doesn't have immune to freeze, which can definitely backfire. Yeah, it's probably not worth doing it with Fairish Ra. Like, so far, out of any category, I feel like Treasure Map was the only one that was, like, really good. We could try building another one around Little Johnny. This is personally my favorite team so far, was the Roadbreaker team. The Little Johnny one is, like, the most obvious one to build. Because, like, the only thing that has Treasure Map boost ratio to any degree. We did 2 different ones with that. Then we had the weird Tesla build. I still want to do one other angle. It's just the only other angles would be go Souls, which is not worth it. Go Pure Gold, which we were messing with that and it's just not worth using. Like trying to do a Skeleton Key or Pistol or something similar. The other biggest issue is one of the best mana accumulations that are gold boost ratio is also a brown-blue. Can we get a Here's Johnny? Here's Johnny! Oh no, we could try another Johnny build. It's honestly one of the strongest, like, few things you could try doing with them. Crispy did a decent gold dragon team. With what? The, what's his name? The Foyoe one? Wait, was it with Wordbreaker or not with Wordbreaker? What was the team? Like, so far, Wardbreaker has seemed the best synergy so far, due to the no mana conflict. The only one I can think of is the Shen Tang one. The purple one? Interesting. Oh yeah, the purple one does get fed from blue. I generally don't like showing teams with them, just because a lot of people still don't have all the gem dragons. We're still missing the one. And it could easily be one that someone is missing. We are eventually going to be covering them, but it's probably going to be closer to early next year as far as, like, a bunch of teams for all of them. So ideally don't want to mess with them yet. Thrall, Krinkle, Purple Dragon, Cedric. Interesting. Oh, so I did end up throwing a Cedric there. It seems like it'd be slower than other gold farming teams, though. Like, it would farm gold, but it seems like it'd be slightly too slow. Because you don't really need Krinkle on that team at that point. Like, it'd be quicker without Krinkle. That's the problem with a lot of Krinkle teams. Like, you can make... honestly, that's the problem with almost, like, all team building in Gems of War. Is... like, you can build a team around something, but it's probably weaker than something that already exists. And pretty much everything with Krinkle is under that category. Unless you're doing, like, map boost ratio, because there's no quicker way to do maps other than him. Like, consistently anyways. I wonder if we can get away with it with that one skull-related dragon we were just talking about. But then again, we wouldn't really need it. Because I was thinking of, like, another Johnny build. That's definitely one of the things that gets the most amount of value from him. How you use Diamantia instead? Yeah, Diamantia... honestly, the kind of teams you could build out of Diamantia is going to be insane. Fortunately, we don't have it for a little while. Because the average luck on getting it isn't until, like, January or February. So it depends how much we can farm during the Vault event. So, gosh, we got, like, 2 of these guys. Because if we really want to, there's a lot of teams that could be built out of the double gem dragons. The problem is a lot of people don't have 2 of any given gem dragon. Anyways, let's go and... oh, gosh, I don't know what I want to do with them. There's so many options, but so few of them are actually good. I don't want to do another Johnny build because you already have so many. I think we have like 2, 3 teams showing him. Yeah, 2 teams. Honestly, the Wordbreaker one's still my favorite. The Johnny ones are the most straightforward. The Tesla one was just for fun. But we might replace that with a different team, we'll see. Okay, so we tried gold boost ratio. Not a fan of it. Because you're not actually using the gold to do damage. And I want to do like a gold damage build with them. But a lot of those options have been nerfed or just aren't good anymore. Alright, let's see. What angle do we want to go? Just trying to think of every option. Let me just look at base rarity mythics real quick. Let's see if anything catches my eye. There is a weird Vashtagan builds we can kind of do out of it. Because he takes the stats from them, except magic. Obviously, this catches the bull, which boost ratios from every stat. I just don't feel like we're going to have the mana accumulation to justify it. Fairy Godmother could be interesting. If we feed in some really big mana pools. Having more of a loop team could also work. The biggest issue is Krinkle ends his turn when he does it. He also puts freeze onto your own team, which is very problematic for loop builds. Hung Along could actually be a really fun option. You know what? We can kind of get away with that. Like, that would kind of work. The problem is we're going to mana block, like, Thrall or Angry Mob or something. Because what I was thinking of is, like, a pure RNG team. Or we run, like, some of the more consistent RNG options in the entire game. And just have, like, a gigantic RNG machine. Where we're running, like, every single thing that has, like, an either-or mechanic. Or, you know, like a randomness between it. Because we need that. Krinkle will get us things automatically. And then we would just need, like, one other base to hold it together. Well, you have Impervious, right? No, you don't. You just have that really high score reduction. Oh, yeah, that's going to be problematic, because then you're going to be frozen on skulls. I see how the problem. Trying to get things that actually can synergize in that regard. I guess we could try building around that one very, very weird structure. We have, like, immune to everything. Krinkle, Thrall, Ketris with Godmother. My biggest concern with using Godmother is she has no counter for freeze. I kind of want to build a team that has, like, full immune to freeze, I think, next. Because I don't think out of any of these teams we have 4 times immune. And I kind of want to go down the 4 times immune route. So let's go and get, I'm going to start with a funny one. Oh, if I can spell Enrage correctly. Enrage Karandera. I want to see if we can kind of build around this. The biggest issue is his mana block, but we can easily bypass that with Angry Mob. Oh, but then we're not full, gosh. Then we're not full immune. Well, we can still go pretty high immune. Doesn't have to be full immune. is I was thinking that's Zulgoff in the back. Which, oddly enough, we're still missing a color, aren't we? We're missing yellow, oddly enough. Well, obviously, we just minus it. Okay, let's see. Then we just need a +2 brown, +1 anything. I was gonna say, there better be a +2 brown somewhere in here. Yeah, that'll be a +2 brown, +1 purple. You convert away all yellows, which honestly is the thing we're not using, so that's fine. Okay. Does that work? And premise feels like it works. So everything on our team is immune to freeze except for Angry Mob. But we need some kind of mana accumulator that does 1 billion mana, and Angry Mob is our option of choice here. Alright, let's see. We'll take a red. And of course, he gets frozen. The only thing that can get frozen on our team, which is now preventing us from extra turning on literally the only extra turn on the entire board. That is insane. That is really funny. The only thing we could possibly get frozen on, and we get frozen on it. No, I'm about to take this brown. Unfortunately, we didn't surge on it. The struggle. Literally the only thing that can be frozen has been frozen. Alright, let's see. We'll take man over there. Can we finally get our convert? Might as well go for it. Okay, let's just get the board rolling. I don't know. He's kind of just there. It definitely feels like a team where he's just there. He's not really doing too much. Just kind of chilling. This is why I ditched quite a few of the other teams. There's a lot of builds you can build with something where, you know, like, it'll work. But they're not a main component of the team. And he's definitely not a main component of this team. It's hard to try to build a full immunity team out of him, though. Because a lot of things just don't really work for mana accumulation that way. Also, catch you later, Chad. Oh, hello, KV. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we could do it with Tower. The problem with Tower is, isn't it almost the same color as him? I forget what it's called. The something Tower. Yeah, the problem is mana conflict. It's blue-brown, and he's blue-brown. But it is the other one that has that trait that normally goes with Enrage Carandera. But the reason I went with Enrage Carandera is just no mana conflict. Whereas with the Tower, there's full mana conflict on everything. Alright, let's see. Should we just go back to the Thrall board? And just go standard, put a Thrall on the team and win? Alright, let's see. Give all allies a bunch of points. Magic, souls, treasure maps. I still want to try using another one of these. We've used maps extensively. The gold teams weren't really working well. The problem is gold boost ratio, like, what is there other than Ferris Raw? Like, you do not have a wide table for that. We could try doing the Chaos Storm to go with it. But we're committing so much to that. But we could try. You know what would actually work really good with it, but it doesn't exist for a couple weeks? That one dragon. And that kind of premise. So we can do this. I'm actually going to put the Ferris Raw a little bit further up, oddly enough. Even though that's going to full mana block him, we're obviously getting like near infinite mana from the Thrall. What was I just thinking of? What was the other one I was going to put here? I already just lost my complete train of thought. I was thinking of a troop. Let's see. Because I was thinking of that one dragon, but I forgot the actual one I was thinking of. Because of course, one of them that fits on this team actually pretty well. It doesn't exist yet, though it will in a couple months. Is the one from the Season Pass. This guy over here. Not that one. This one, the Elder Dragon. He has a bunch of magic reduction. And has all that stuff. But he has the... Oh, I know what it was now. Duh. I want Madness Storm. Because one of the reasons I mentioned that is he has Madness Storm as start of battle. However, Madness Storm already exists. And it's called Loraz. There it is. You might notice that this team is very blue and purple. This is problematic, but we'll make it work. Okay. And now, the final touch is I need a +2 purple banner. With the other one going into blue. +2 purple, +1 blue, minus something we don't use, which there's a lot of real estate of what we don't use. Alright, there we go. Let's see how this goes. This in premise works. I just feel like it doesn't use enough colors. Especially for a Thrall build. You generally want Thrall builds with more coverage. I'll see what we can do here. Okay, right off the bat, take a bunch of purple. Pick Thrall. Does Ferris Raw have alignment? He does not. Oh, yes, he does. So we go for that. Get our one cast down. The big issue with this is we might actually double cast Ferris Raw in this order before he even gets to do anything. So maybe we should put it the other way around. The problem is we only need to cast him once, which is why I'm putting Marso in that order. Because we only have to cast him once and we're good to go. Alright, now we just go keep Ferris Rawing until we win. Is this enough damage? Oh, wait, it's not even enough to kill at this Explorer level? I forgot about that. One Ferris Raw... Wait, Gosh. Ferris Raw's damage has not kept up. I forgot. One Ferris Raw's attack doesn't actually kill at that range. Yeah, that's not worth using. That's funny. I completely forgot about that. Wow, his damage has fallen off like crazy. Because his damage doesn't ever get higher. It's based on souls, and you know, the soul cap doesn't like increase over time, it just stays the same. So I haven't used Ferris Raw in so long that, gosh, I was putting him way lower on the mythic tier list that we're still covering, by the way, soon TM. But, I did put him like way lower on the tier list. But, gosh, you might even need to go even lower than that. I actually completely forgot like how bad his damage is to the relative current state of the game. Like, it was already like slightly falling back a while back, but gosh, has it like almost completely fallen off. Like 200 damage, like that in theory sounds like a lot, but it's not actually a lot these days. And a smash. But yeah, he just has not kept up with the times. Poor Ferris Raw. Alright, let's start back with the drawing board. A Thrall Krinkle. I gave him a shot, though. Anyways, what do we want to do with this? Thrall Krinkle. Out of curiosity, what's everything under this category? Obviously Ward Breaker. But other than Ward Breaker, there's Phoenicia. There's the one tank. We got a wild card option, oddly enough. Which is kind of funny. It's not worth it, though. This thing was useless, right? Deal a bunch of damage. Oh, it does have all stat boost ratio, though. Deal damage to all enemies, boosted by my attack, life, armor, and knock the first enemy to the back. Wait, can we make him work? Wait. Wait. This is going to be the same thing as Wordbreaker team. But I forgot. He has boost ratios off all stats. Is this the first team we can do that make him not useless? Because this is basically AoE Ketris. Quite literally. Like, it is. It simply just is AoE Ketris. I want to sacrifice one Krinkle. Minusing green actually isn't bad. Because our main concern is get Thrall up a billion times. Anything else is just extra. Let's just give it a shot real quick, just for the fun of it. In theory, this works. In practice, it's probably not worth it. However, I'm gonna give it a shot. This troop is really bad. Well, let's see if we can make it not bad. This is one of those troops that came out and it was like, oh, this thing is just useless. And is that still the case? Yes. However, he does boost ratio from everything. And one thing Krinkle does pretty good is everything. As far as getting it up. So we do that, get another Omni boost, do that again, another Omni boost, and then we cast again, boom. But yeah, it's going to be 3 casts. If we can get that consistently into like a 2 cast, it's not that bad. But to require a 3 cast for it, just not that great. Like at that point, we're pretty much just using Wordbreaker. But unlike Wordbreaker, we do not need to depend on magic specifically to get his damage up. Absolutely everything is getting his damage up. So it doesn't matter which one we're rolling, it is always doing damage for him. Which is probably the biggest benefit that he has comparatively. It doesn't matter which one we trigger on. Like, we just got magic twice, which would be insane if this was Ketris, or not Ketris, but, you know, Wordbreaker, or literally anything that uses magic better than him. However, it doesn't actually magic what stat hits him. Like, you just keep giving him armor, and he's still gaining a lot of value. Like, it in premise works. Hey. We found something to use this useless mythic for. It's not, like, the best option out there. But hey, it works. But yeah, I forgot. They added AoE Ketris. It just, he was never really used because there wasn't any reason to, because he's just so weak. But in this context, he's not bad. There we go. They finally made this troop do something. Let's see. I'll take that one over. Hope for a purple off the sky. Oh, wait. We already got our mana we needed. So do that. Do it again. Do it again. I want to do enough buffs so we can just double cast if we can. So cast number 1. Is this even going to be double cast, though? I feel like it is. Seems like it's off. Oh, no, it is. Okay. So 5 of them seems like it's enough for Explore 12. If you can get triple cast, or 5. Oh, you'd have to get triple before the other thing, so it might not be worth it. Try to do that many. That means I would have to get another cast right now before we actually cast. Which we could do if we want to, like, cycle it again like this. But then you're wasting, like, a whole turn to do that. I just wait till he gets mana again. Wait, can you just do that up front and then do Ghost Force kill? Could. Oh, wait, but that's not even enough to kill? Wait, what? Why did it do so much less damage this time? I guess it also depends what stat you're getting. Because magic does substantially increase his damage compared to other stats. While he is benefiting from all stats, he does not benefit from all stats equally. He still gets more of a benefit from magic than any of the others. Even though he's getting less value from his magic, at only half the value, or whatever it is, he has some kind of weird ratio. But even though he's not getting the full value from the magic he's getting, he is still getting value more from his magic than he is from any other stat that he's gaining. So if he's gaining magic, he's still gaining more of a benefit than if he's gaining something like armor. However, he still gets a benefit from when he gets armor. Unlike something like the Ward Breaker or many other options where their damage will not actually go up if they gain some other stat. Only when they specifically get the magic. But this thing will increase regardless of what he gets. He gets the most increase when it's magic as per usual. But he doesn't require magic to get a damage buff. It doesn't matter which one of the 4 it triggers on, he will get a buff. Though we do have the traditional bad Thrall starting board, which is a board with no purple. The good old classic Thrall can't do anything board. It's always unfortunate to see. Though I do like how spammy this team is. Even though you're sacrificing your turn every time you click, it is very just click cycle. Like, your strategy is the same every single time regardless of what the enemy is doing. Like, your strategy is pretty much never shifting. It's just the same gameplay loop every time. Which is really funny because this is like a pure RNG team almost. Yet, it is actually fully consistent, the cycle of what you need to do every single battle. Which I find slightly funny. Though in all fairness, Thrall is really good at consistency. Even though the rest of the team is inconsistent, Thrall is making it absurdly consistent. As he tends to do. You know, I don't think we need a double buff there. I think we just do it the once. And just go for double AoE. Oh, I lied. I should double buff. Should have double buffed. Because now we're going to be slightly off on damage. Even if I do double buff here, we're going to be like slightly off. That's interesting. Oh, I have no way to get rid of barrier on last slot either. That's concerning. Oh, here, I have another cast. Oh, or skull. That works too. That reminds me. We do get skull damage too. Well, it's not relevant on most fights. It is something we get. I don't know. I like this team. It's basically the same premise of Ward Breaker, but different. Like, it does what it needs to do. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about, like, every Krinkle team, though. Like, they're fun, but I don't really see myself using almost any of these teams. Like, they're fun, they're usable. And that's the big issue with a lot of troops that come into the game, too. Like, you could definitely use them. And in this case, it's really fun to use as well. It's just there's very few situations where I would feel like I would need to bring this team out. Compared to, like, almost any other team that exists. Or maybe not any other team, but you know what I mean. Like, we'd never go out of our way to build into this. Unless we just really wanted a lot of maps. For some reason. If nothing else, if you ever feel like you're running low on treasure maps, as if that's even a mechanic, like, you will have infinite if you just use them for, like, a week. If you just use Krinkle teams for an entire week. Which I feel like is almost going to be, like, the main focus of the video. Is like, are you running low on maps? Or are you the one person out there who needs maps? Or just started the game, in which case you actually need a lot of maps. But, are you like the one person in-game who still need maps? Or wants to get, like, a bunch of them before some kind of mechanic comes in that makes them actually viable? Well, do we have a team for you? It will give you infinite maps. At a very quick rate. And here are a billion different options. We need purple. Oh yeah, let me go hand out the code. I never did earlier. Hold up. I never did hand out the second code. I handed out the first code, but I did say I would hand out the second. And similar to last night, gosh, I keep losing track of time. I meant to use Krinkle for like 10 or 20 minutes to stream. We've been streaming for an hour. If you ever wonder whenever we cover like Teams videos and why it takes so long sometimes, this is why. It's just normally I'm doing it off stream rather than on stream. Like, I'll mess around with a troop for a while, and then like multiple hours will go by and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot, time moves. Oh, he just barriered, didn't he? There's also a bad example location to try to test this. There's so much pointless barrier in this kingdom. It can really get in the way of us trying to kill this thing. I'm not sure why I always pick King's Sword's Edge. Like, normally whenever I like pick a team for a video, I like almost always click Sword's Edge lately, and I honestly don't know why. It's just like a habit at this point to like click on that kingdom. And I really don't know why. Oh, Tribute ready. Was Tyrion mentioned? The ratio... Oh, no, that was someone else. Yeah, the ratio is 10 to 1. It's really bad ratio, but you're still getting benefit from it. Like, it's better than getting 0 damage. Like, 10 to 1 is bad, but 10 to 1 is, like, infinitely more than 0 to 0. Or whatever you'd consider none to be. What puts Krinkle on the team? Then not cast them. There are some teams where we kind of use them more so for the blue spam. Even though that's not as consistent as a skull option, you can put them on a team and never cast them. Like, the Tesla team is built around that. Like, the whole premise of Tesla build here is never cast Krinkle. You literally just only cast Tesla. Krinkle's only here in first slot to tank for the Tesla so she doesn't die in harder battles. But the whole premise of this team is just take blue passively. Like, you literally just want to take red and just get the blues passively from the gem creation unless there's an extra turn on the board. But you're basically just never touching blue unless there's an extra turn. And then just Tesla just gets mana. Like, you're mostly just taking red, maybe the occasional brown or anything. And then the blues just passively give you mana. You don't have to use them where you cast them. Like, most builds, yes, you're going to be casting them. But you can build a no-cast build. Or just do a 2-cast build where he maxes out all the loot. Because, like, in a build like this, you could easily cast Krinkle twice. On your way to getting Tesla to full mana, especially if these Krinkles get mana. Because casting either of these two do not block the Tesla. So you can cast these two comfortably without actually blocking the mana that's going into Tesla. So you can still get the loot from casting them twice, while still getting all the mana you ever need for Tesla. But you can build teams around it where you're not casting them. Like, generally you will be casting it in most teams, obviously. But it's not required to make the team work. And in most builds, he's not really trying to cast that often. Like, in this build, he only wants to cast, like, maybe 2-3 times. Just to get your starting map so Lil Johnny can go crazy. Yeah, let me go reorder these teams, too. I want to show the Wardbreaker one first. If I'm showing the Wardbreaker one first, I should go show the other build after. Then we can go into the Skull-oriented ones. Oh, no, should we start with Skull? I almost want to alternate between Skull, the other one, Skull, the other one. But I feel like it'd make more sense if I showed them closer to each other. I definitely want to show my favorite one first. And we probably follow it up with our favorite Ketris one, or Lil Johnny one, which I kind of want to say is the Fist of Heaven one. What was the other build? The Borealis build. The Borealis build is a lot more gimmicky. I kind of want to show that one first, actually. It's a very funny gimmick. And then we just kind of alternate between the two then. And then we end on like Tesla. Might show another one too, we'll see. If anything, I should probably figure out what the quickest... What then again? Yeah, you would need to build a Tyree build. Yeah, you know what? Let's go build one more. We were messing somewhat Tyree earlier. However, you know what we don't have built? We don't have a infinite map farm built. Though it's very easy to do. All you have to do is put Tyree on a team. And then put Krinkle on a team. And there's the build. It's really as easy as that. Yeah, but that's pretty much the entire premise. And banner switches to +2 purple, +1 blue or brown, doesn't matter which. I guess we'll go blue, because why not? Never mind, I guess we'll go brown. Or actually, no, we could go that one. City of Thieves. Okay. But yeah, this would be infinite maps. So let's go to something like Center Mirage, for example. Because I like somewhat went over this earlier, but I didn't actually show it. This would be the quickest way to farm maps in the game then. A build around this. So you just go to a very weak kingdom. You can do this literally from the start of the game. Everything here is super low rarity. And you basically just cast Krinkle a billion times. So we just do that, boom. How on earth did you not get full mana? How are you still not full mana? Wait. Get mana. Tyree, just go give him mana. We might want to do this on a slightly higher difficulty. We're winning too quick. I don't know. What's a good difficulty level? Explore 5? I don't know. Where's the kingdom we go explore 5 on real quick? Hello, way home. I need them to survive one skull poke. Ideally. Alright, that's perfect. Because we need them to not die instantly, but we need them to be very easily killable. I need that in between. Because you basically just keep casting this and get, like, what? I want to say... What does that actually come out to? We might actually want to time it. Because I feel like this is... What? 14 treasure maps per minute? Which comes out to... I don't know, but let's go bring out the timer. See exactly what it comes out to. Oh, I should probably go to a location that doesn't have barrier spam. Gosh, why do I always click on the kingdoms that have the most annoying mechanics in existence? Oh, there we go. We got 18. We didn't get the full 20. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of maps. Let me go bring out the timer real quick. Oh, yeah, let me go... why do I still have the orb counter up? We haven't opened orbs in, like, 2 days. Let me go shut off the orb timer real quick. Or orb tracker. And let's go get the timer real quick. I want to check something. I want to see what the trophies per hour is on this. Oh, I need to go find a different kingdom, though. I don't want to do it in Wayhelm. Wayhelm has way too much barrier. Why do I always click, like, the worst kingdoms to ever test anything on? Let me go to, like, Center Mirage, but Explore 5. Because this doesn't have anything too annoying, right? I don't think it does. Try and find, like, the least annoying kingdom for this. Explore 5. Could even go down a little bit. I want to make sure, like, you want to do it at a range where it takes 2 skulls to kill. Like, exactly 2. Not more, not less. And that's the exact range that you'll want for something like this. And of course you could adjust it based on what point you are within the game as well. Obviously a newer player would probably go at a lower difficulty, potentially. Depending on what their damage range is. But you want to be exactly where you can comfortably kill 2 hits. And then you basically just spam. Just keep doing that. Get it rolling. Get your maps. Cycle it around. Yeah, that's basically his infinite map farm then. Oh, I made the timer and I forgot to actually start the timer. Wonderful. I put up the timer and I have not actually clicked the button to start the timer. That's a very well-made timer right there. And all of its timiness, counting nothing. Let's try it again. But how'd you start the timer this time? Alright, let's start it from right here. That's like right at the start of battle. What is the team video name? Wait, you mean for the stream? Or for the teams? I know all the teams have incorrect names, if that's what you're referring to. Is that the, Demidormo, welcome, welcome? Okay, we need purple badly. This is gonna be one of those, Thrall doesn't get mana options. It always happens. Always get those few where he just never wants to get his mana. Alright, it looks like it's going to be about 10 per minute, though that was a very slow start battle. What are we at? We're about to hit... Okay, we're at 10. It's under a minute. We're at 12. We're at 14. We need mana. We're at 16. We're at 18, and we really need to start killing them. Right, we're at the full 20, but we still need a kill option. And there we go. And now to get all the way back to the screen we just were, we get the full 20, and there we go. Alright, so it took us a minute and 20 seconds to get 20. Let's say a minute and 30. So a minute 30 is 90 seconds. 90, 20, that is, gosh, math. That's like 4.5, so about 5 seconds per map. If I did the math right there, right? It's roughly 5 seconds per map. Which, if you break that down then, that is 12 per minute. And 12 times 60 is 720, right? So it's about 720 maps per minute then. I mean, per hour, I mean. It is basically roughly 720 maps per hour. Give or take a couple hundred, depending on how quickly you click. So that is roughly 720 maps an hour. Assuming you kept up max efficiency. So let's say like 500 plus an hour. But it can be 720 plus per hour. That's not too bad. Let's see what it comes down to this time. It took us, what, a minute 15 to get it the last time? And we count it as a minute 30. But regardless, that is way higher than before. I think we covered a video way back on, like, how to get, like, maybe 200 maps per hour. Oh, but then you have those situations where you win. But that also doesn't matter because we just got 10 within 45 seconds. So... that's still on pace. It's just we accidentally won a bit quicker. Because that's still on the pace of... because the map I did it on was basically one map every 5 seconds. And that means we just did it within, whatever you'd call that. 4.5 seconds per map. That seems very doable. 720 in an hour. Easily 600 plus, maybe even close to 700 plus. Depends how efficient you keep it up the entire time. You're getting a little bit of souls and gold along the way. Would anyone ever need to farm these many maps? Probably not. Realistically. Though you could. Who knows? Treasure hunt rework maybe this year. Maybe maps will have a purpose. It is not confirmed nor denied that maps will have a purpose next year. Okay, let's go get our final map. This one's gonna take a little bit longer just because we can't find a kill condition. Oh no, he's been gaining armor this whole time. Oh no, he's gonna be so annoying to kill. Because for whatever reason, my first slot has not gotten an attack buff. Oh no. Need one more skull. This could be one of our longer ones. Let me kill him, let me kill him. There we go. It was mostly because greed kept gaining stats though. That was like a minute 30 for 20. Which still comes down to it because it's still what, the 4.5? Because you're doing 20 to 90? So yeah, it's still, we're getting pretty consistent 4.5. I'm counting as 5. 5 seconds per map. Even though we're getting closer to 4.5 per map. But how much glory is that per hour? Let me just get the calculator real quick. So we're doing easily 5 per second. I mean per minute. Gosh. I mean 5 per... Wait. I'm confusing all the numbers. Wait. We're doing 5 per... No, it was... Gosh, it was 720. What's 720 divided by 60? Yeah, it was 12 per minute. Because it was... Oh, yeah. It was 1 every 5 seconds was what I was trying to get to with that 5 number. It's 1 every 5 seconds, which is 12 per minute, which is 720 per hour. So if you take 720 and times that by 30, That is basically the effective amount of glory that you're saving, which is 21,600 glory. That's basically the glory rate when you're doing a vault event. Not even. Wait, actually, that's insanely high. Hold up. 21,600 glory per hour. Obviously, you don't get to keep that glory. It's all in maps. But that is 21,600 glory you would not need to be spending on maps. Is anyone actually spending that glory on maps? Probably not. But yeah, you're doing 21,600 in map value per hour. Which is honestly not that bad. If maps actually had a purpose. The caveat to that is maps are very useless in the current state of the game. That will probably change into the future. However, as it currently stands, maps are... Well, I'm trying to find out one thing that maps are used for. Oh yeah, aren't they used for vault keys? That's really bad because you'd rather do it on an orb. Like, this is a really bad exchange rate. Like, you'd way rather do that on, like this. Like one of these orbs, for example. But, yeah, there's nothing to use maps on. Because vault keys are not worth it. There are better options to be using your cursed runes on and celestials. Most notably, major orbs. Or minor orbs. Or, like, any of these orbs that isn't the key. The most notably major orbs. Just because they're slightly more consistent. And, like, you're definitely going to get a lot more consistency from 54 major orbs than you are from 109 vault keys, that is for sure. But, anyways. I think we're ending it here. I just wanted to do some less little testing on that. But yeah, it's one map every 5 seconds. About 720 per hour, give or take. And we were actually averaging closer to 4.5 rather than 5, but I'm counting as 5. But anyways. I guess we'll be heading out for now. We will be back tomorrow night, same time as always. 1 hour prior to... Actually, an hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. Tomorrow we are primarily going to be doing... what's tomorrow? Friday night, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday night. So I guess we're going to do a little bit of arena, and I mean like a very little bit, and then actually finally open some orbs again. So I can go back to those orbs hunting. And obviously we'll be constantly poking on this event. Definitely make sure to be doing it if you haven't already been. A lot of great loot, and you can still get all of it. Definitely very, very good loot for very little payout. For only 50 gems per day, while also doing the other free battles, so 6 total. You can basically buy out everything you need. 1 winter armor, 1 Krirs Krinkle, then use a blue orb, 5 of this pet, then 1 additional, and then the orb of power if you still need it for the achievement. And you can do all that for under 700 gems, which honestly is not that bad of a rate. And there's the second redeem code from earlier. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday. Oh, wait, there's a question. Can you do a video for what is the most effective way to get total renown? Total renown in Underworld? You generally just want to keep poking at every single faction. One way that you actually rack up a lot of it, especially as you're just opening, portals, is upgrading to Horde level 100. So every single, though I don't, this would be a better example if I had exactly at 100, but basically, if you get Treasure Horde level 100, you will get 500 additional points for the kingdom. And one way to just rack up a lot from every single kingdom is just to slowly start doing your battles every single day, and just do it across every single kingdom, or every single faction, and just do the easier fights. And if you want to boost it up even more, you could do a pure faction team every, like, X amount. So, for example, maybe, like, every 10, you decide, like, once you reach, like, floor 100, or delve 100, whatever you want to call it. But basically, once you have the point where you get to 100, you can get a whole 100 additional points just from doing a pure faction there, where you just do it with delve team. And I do feel like you rack up the most from Treasure Horde, though, because you want to get every single one of them upgraded to 10 first, and then do 100. And by 10, I mean quality level 10. Because you want to get every single one of them to quality level 10, and then work on each one to 100. The quality level 10 is so you get the maximum amount of loot, but the level 100 is actually because you get the 500 points from every kingdom, or from every Underworld faction. That starts to add up pretty quick, because every single faction can have a total of 2,500, so if you're already hitting 500 on every single one of them, that's already racking up a very big number, whatever 36 times 5 is, or 500. So don't wait for faction events. You can. Obviously, you could do factions every single day while also doing them for the event. You might notice I pretty much never play factions in the Underworld. However, that's because we've already finished all of them. However, one daily that is very worthwhile doing is your 3 daily delves every single day. And you basically just want to keep moving forward until you hit a 500. Obviously, earlier on in the game, you won't be able to go all the way to 500. However, you do want to be pushing towards that direction and just do it slowly across every single kingdom. So if you hit a wall like around, let's say, like 200, well, go back to every other kingdom and do them to like 100 then. And so on and so forth. And just kind of slowly get them up that way. But it's a slow process to get it up. You can spend gems to get a few extra, but you're mostly just want to do your 3 daily ones every single day, while also doing the event ones when they come around every Tuesday, as well as the faction events that occasionally occur on Fridays for the 3-day weekend. The next one is actually 2 weeks from now. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. But as long as you're doing the 3 daily delves, you'll be able to get a lot of progress on it over time. And of course, you can also do Tuesday events and other stuff when they roll around. But your daily delves is where you actually get most of your progress, for the most part. Because every single week, that's 21 battles then. That starts adding up quite a bit over time. Anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up for now. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. I'll catch you guys soon, and we'll be back tomorrow night with the usual. And I'll catch you guys then. Goodbye, everyone.